Stand nice and tall with your feet hip distance apart. Let's start articulating through the spine, rolling down. Navel in tight. Have a little bend of the knees at the bottom and articulate your spine all the way up to stand. Ears above shoulders, head above ears. And again, pull the belly in, soft knees. Let's roll down through the spine. Hang your head, bend your knees. Exhale, pull the belly in and roll all the way up through the spine, warming up through the spine. Soften shoulders. Let's take the arms overhead. Exhale. Breathing in. Expand the lungs. Take an exhale over to your left side and just bend that right knee. Get more space into the right side. Bring the arms forward safely. Clasp your hands round your back and breathe in between the shoulders. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, gentle, lean to the right, bending your left knee. Get more space. Maybe try a little bit further, breathing. And release, arms release down. Let's round the back, touch the back of the wrists together. Turn the palms up, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Exhale, tap. Inhale and open. Exhale, tap. Inhale and open. Last one, exhale, tap. Inhale and open. Arms to the sky in a big V. Now pick up your inner ankle. This is called an attitude position. Legs from the pelvis are lifting. The upper body stays quiet until we start to draw the elbows down. Pull from underneath the elbows and then take a gentle twist if you want to towards the knee that's lifting. Navel in tight. The transverse abdominis are working. The obliques as you twist. We're going to come into our plank section here. Take a deep squat, arms by your ears if you can, long spine. Stand, press your hips forward, squeeze your glutes. Sit your hips back, try not to let the knees come forwards. And again, press your hips forwards, glutes nice and tight. Sit back in that imaginary chair and we're going to walk our hands to plank. Modifiers, you can bring your knees to the floor. We're going to find our perfect plank today. Soft elbows, push through your heels, lengthen crown of the head forwards. Breathe. You're pushing the floor away as you gently bring your knees to the floor. Walk your hands underneath your shoulders again. Let's take a cat stretch. Exhale, pull the belly up, drop the head. I took a little look there. Breathing in, back of the neck long. Exhale, round your back. Really important. You are as old as your spine, apparently. Let's find a little child's pose as you extend your arms forwards. Now we're going to see if we can keep our hands where they are as you roll your hips towards your wrists. Cross your ankles if you like. Tuck your pelvis under. We're going to take 5 little press-ups. Breathing, exhale as you push the floor away. Keep dragging the hips forwards. The neck is very long. We don't want to crunch the shoulders here. And pushing the floor away, curl your toes under. Downward facing dog to expand the backs of the legs. Take a little pad through the heels, stretching the calves. And then slowly walk the hands all the way back in. Find that chair pose again. Shoulders soft. And coming up to stand. And again, little squat, sit in your chair. Walk the hands carefully forwards. Find your plank pose. Soften the elbows. Now all we're going to do is bring one knee to the chest and then the other. Notice that nothing else moves. If you want to come with me, take a little mountain climber. Get the heart rate up a little bit. Just a few. We don't want to go too crazy this early. And walk all the way in. Find your chair. Lift your chest, shoulders, and stand. And again, find your chair pose, walking forwards. To that plank, find your plank soft elbows. This time we're going to take a knee across the body towards the opposite elbow. Same thing as before. If you want to come with me, take a little run. Get the heart rate up, navel in tight. Shoulders always away from your ears. And walk all the way back in. Find that chair pose. And we stand. Now from here, we're going to step our feet a little bit wider. Really important that they're parallel because you want to sit your sit bones backwards. Cross your arms in front of you or take your hands forwards. Let's see if we can lift the heels as high as we can. Highest heel you've ever worn. And you're just going to pulse through the hips to warm up through the quads here. Soft shoulders, breathing. Your hips are way back behind you. You can't see on this video, but they're way back. We're going to turn the heels in, and we're just going to lift and lower the heels. Now imagine you're pushing some foam down with your heels. So try not to dump the heels down, just flibbity-jibbity on the floor. And raising the arms up, we hold them up there, and little pulses warming up through the calves. Pleasant for some, unpleasant for others. And turn the feet wider. This time we're going to come to our classic plie. Now instead of leaning forwards into a squat, imagine you have a wall behind you and you're just lifting and lowering and your spine stays connected with the wall. The knees move towards the outer edges of your feet. We lift the right heel and pulse it here. Get as low as you can. Can you see that my thighs are almost parallel with the floor? And we swap to the left heel. Little pulses. Getting the heart rate up here. It doesn't look like it, but it really does start to make your heart pump a little bit faster. And we're going to alternate through the heels. Keep your spine over your pelvis. See if we can lift both heels, find a little balance. Raise the arms up, shoulders, and pulse for a little finale here. You can always bring the heels down if it's too much. Lower the heels and bring the feet parallel. Soften the knees. Let's fold down over the right leg. Optional, you can take a twist, raise the right arm up to the sky. It feels really good. And come over to the left side. Fold over the left leg. Raise the left arm up if you want to. Take a big breath in. And release. Let's turn. We're going to come to a lunge with your right leg behind you. And we're pressing the pelvis down towards the floor. Come through the center. Long spine, pressing the pelvis down to the floor. Opening your hip flexors. Come through the center and carefully roll up through your spine. Breathe. Little rub of the nose there. Don't know what that was about. We're going to move forwards. And then gently keeping the feet parallel, bend one leg and then the other, and you're just going to tap the opposite arm towards the opposite foot. Swing top arm to the sky, turn your chest. And come through the center. And again, this time we're bending the right knee and lunging into it. The arms sweep outside the foot. And then we gently bring the arms overhead. You can take a little lift of the right leg here. Good. And we finally step in and take your right leg slightly behind you. Your balance is going to be on your left foot. We want to lean forwards and bend your left leg. Lift your right leg away from the floor, point the toe, and then squeeze the heel towards the sit bone. Long spine, belly pulled in. We want to bend that supporting leg, but straighten the lifted leg. And then we're going to find our version of a warrior 3, hinging from the hips. See if you can find a lovely balance as you drop the arms. Shoulders away from your ears, bend your left knee. We step back with the right. We find a lunge here. Your back knee is heading towards the floor, so don't take it too far back. Long spine, little smile. We're going to hold that lunge, back knee towards the floor, and pulse hold. Lift, pulse, hold. Lift, pulse, hold. Get closer to the floor, hold. Lift, pulse, hold. Lift, pulse, hold. And then as you hinge, you can notice that I'm lifting the body forwards now. As we pulse through the hips, take a prayer position. I'm going to twist my body towards the wall. Twist, pulse, twist, pulse, twist, pulse, twist, pulse, twist, pulse. Come through the center, step in, find a little chair pose with your knees together, hold, and we stand. That's one side, and we do the same all over again on the other side. Now from here, notice that I've got a surface. It doesn't have to be a bar, it can be a table here. The ball is going to go behind our right knee, and 2 times we're just going to pulse, pulse the leg back. Press, press. Now this is what not to do. We don't want to allow the body to just go all over the place. We want to control the movement. So this is not the exercise. This is the exercise. We press back twice. Press, press with our right leg. Press, press. Tuck the tailbone under. The head is over the pelvis. Take little single pulses. Pulse, press, squeeze the ball. Do one flex, 1 point. One flex, 1 point. Continue shoulders over pelvis. The pelvis stays quiet. Good. One pulse. Lovely. And we're going to jump away from the bar. This time, lift your supporting heel. We're going to do a little dip down into the supporting leg, and your right leg just lifts behind you. So we're really working that supporting leg and the lifted one at the same time, which is what we do in bar. One supporting, one working leg. Navel drawn in. And then as we lower our standing heel, bring both knees together. Notice I'm at a hinged position. The knee with the ball is going to lift and close, like you're opening a door, straight out to the side. Try not to twist the knee, try not to turn the knee out. Keep gripping the ball, working the side seat here. Long spine. Then I'm going to take a little jump and turn profile towards you. I'm going to lean into that left arm. So I'm quite leaned in towards my table here. Flex your lifted leg, take it across in front, then lift it higher than the hip. Flex it, lift it higher than the hip. Keep leaning and lifting. Good, lift it higher than the hip. Foot flexed. Lift and lift. I'm slightly leaned in towards my surface, but not too far. Good, just continuing. Do 8 if you can. Now we're going to hold the leg higher than the hip and circle the ankle forwards. Little circles, nothing else is moving. We breathe. The leg stays lifted. Slight incline in towards your surface. This time, the foot's going to stay still. And imagine you're stirring a pot with your right hip. So the leg just circles slightly forwards. Hip socket, that's what I was going to say. Everything else stays quiet. The leg is out to your side. And you can't see here, but it's exactly in line with my body. I'm just circling the leg, tiny little circles. And this time I'm going to try and touch the ball to the foot. You can't, but you're going to squeeze your waist to try and get it there. Pulsing. And then take the foot in front, have a little bend of your knees and stretch your arm over towards your surface, towards your bar, just to ease the outer hip. Push the bar away from you. And then take your working leg, the leg in the air, across your inner knee. Lovely glute stretch here. Breathe. Lengthen the side of your waist. And then I'm going to step away from the bar again and lift that working leg. I know. I'm going to drop the ball. Come a little bit closer. This time I'm going to articulate from my leg only. And as I take the leg in front of me, I'm going to point the toe. As you take the leg back behind you, you flex the foot and cut through the air with your heel. I'm going to move away again so you can see the whole thing. The leg comes forwards and we flex to take it back. Point forwards. The leg is coming all the way at a right angle. Now this time I'm going to do a little crunch as the leg comes forwards. You can swing it a little bit more here. Notice I'm trying to keep it the same height as my hip as much as possible. Obliques out of seat. And the psoas here are working all the way from your inner thigh to connect to your rib cage. Now exhale as you crunch. Inhale as you take the leg back. And you can do as many of these as you want. It's pretty hard work. And then again, take the leg across. Stretch it out. Breathe. Expand that working glute muscle. We want to really stretch it here. You can take that stretch as long as you like. I like to do a little twist here just to ease out through the waist. Find a little bit of balance, break it up a little bit. We've worked hard on that leg, both supporting and working leg. Make sure you're breathing because we have 2 legs, a little stretch of the hips, and we want to take it all the way to the other side. So breathe deeply, switch it all around, watch this video again, but just use the other leg.